done this before. Have I said that yet? I also said, oh, and it's leaking. It's using a lot. I need to get a bigger container this next time. Okay, this is one of the things where you live and learn. Now the dangerous part. Welcome back to our channel, Starry Nights Homestead. This is Bree. Today I am going to try my hand, finally, at making goat milk soap. So we have had our mama goat in milk for a little while now. The baby's about 4 months old. And about a month ago, we started milking her. That's been a whole adventure on itself. And we get not much milk, but I've been putting it in, she's a mini goat, so that's why it's not much, but I've been putting them in some ice cube trays and freezing them, and have collected lots of gallons of bags so far of goat milk, and we need to do something about that because they're just piling up in my freezer, and I am finally, I think, brave enough to give it a try. I think this is what's caused me to be leery, is messing with lye. Everything I see is like, make sure it doesn't get in your eyes, wear gloves, you know, like super cautious of it. And so I've been a little hesitant to try this. Today's the day I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. The kids had fun this morning. We're here in the south and we finally got our first snow in like 2 years. It was a dusting and then it followed up with rain, so it's now gone. But we had a blast this morning playing in some snow, and it kind of threw our day off, which was fine. So now I thought, well, maybe I'll just jump into goat milk soap. So here we go. I'm going to take you along for the journey. We're going to see how this goes. It could be awesome or it could be a fail. I have no idea. I'm trying this recipe and I'll put the link below. It's like the super basic recipe with the least amount of ingredients. I thought, how can I screw that up if I just had a handful of ingredients? I know you can do all kinds of cool stuff with goat milk soap. Add fragrances, add colors, add toppings and herbs and all kinds of things, but we are just going to try a very basic plain goat milk soap. I'm not adding anything extra to it, just the oils, just the lye, just the goat milk. So we'll give this a try and see how it goes. So this recipe calls for coconut oil, which I have this organic coconut oil I got from Sam's. It calls for olive oil, which this one is from Costco, organic olive oil, but you can get it from Sam's as well. And then it calls for lard, which I don't have, but it also said, oh, and it's leaking. It also said that you can use palm oil. So I have organic and sustainably sourced palm oil that I'm going to give this one a try. And then we have the goat milk, which is in the freezer. I'll bring that in a second. And then the lye, or the sodium hydroxide. So this is the stuff you gotta be cautious of. I've never done this before. Have I said that yet? So we're going to read these directions carefully one more time, and then I'm gonna get started. So, okay, so I have my scale zeroed out with my bowl on it. I'm gonna start adding the oils. I'm gonna start with the liquid, which is olive oil, and put 15 ounces is what it calls for. So I'm just following it slowly. Oh, that's gonna be a lot. It said to measure by weight, not volume. One more point. Let's do some drips. Okay, almost there. All right, we did it. Okay, so we got that. Now I need 12 ounces of coconut oil, which might be hard because my coconut oil is rock hard right now. So I'm just gonna have to like work on it. Okay, I got all the coconut oil in there. Next is the palm oil. This looks like it's gonna be a little bit easier to get out. 2.4. This is using a lot. I need to get a bigger container this next time. 2.7, 2.8, a little bit over. 2.8, very good. Guys, we did it. Yeah. I'm so excited. Okay, so now the second thing to do with the oils are to go heat them up. So I'm gonna take them over to the stove and heat them up and start the next thing. Okay, this is one of the things where you live and learn. I should have mixed it in this pot because all of this has to go in here so that I can heat it up. So I'm just dirtying extra pots at this point. It's okay. Next time I will just mix it all in there. And then I won't have this messy pot. I have my thermometer here to check the temp once it starts melting. They are actually melting quite quickly. The goal is to get it to 110 to 125. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on that. All right, so I quickly realized that this oil heats up super fast. So I was able to get it up to temperature with there just being a few clumps left, and took it off and continue to stir until all of the clumps disappeared and it just liquid. And it is sitting at like 105 right now. And I'm gonna let it sit here and cool to room temperature. This recipe does not tell you to do that. However, I read another recipe that said to let it cool to room temperature. That way you don't increase the heat and scalding potential on the goat milk once you mix the goat and lye together. So the lye is going to heat up the goat milk from my understanding, and you want to prevent it from scalding the goat milk or you'll end up with brown soap. Brown burnt scalded soap, which I guess you can use it the same way. However, it is nicer to have like that creamy white. 14. 13. Alright, 13 ounces of goat milk. Put it in there. And now we need, wait, put this up here. Now the dangerous part, lye. 6 ounces of lye. I'm nervous. You're not supposed to like get this powder. You don't want to breathe it. Oh, that was not enough. That was 1 ounce, okay. 5.9, 6 ounces, we did it, okay. So far so good. Now, these directions say to put your goat milk in a bowl in either glass or stainless steel with the lye, because the lye can leach onto the plastic, I guess, I don't know. When it's reacting. And also to like do a bowl of ice underneath your goat milk to help everything stay cool. So the goal is to not let this heat up too much. I need something to stir. Okay, it says to slowly pour it over the iced milk, and it's going to heat it up and start to melt the ice as it reacts to the goat milk. And I'm sacrificing one of my spoons because I didn't realize I didn't have anything I could devote directly just to this. Not real fast though. I guess that's because of the ice on the bottom. It's not heating up. I'm confused. I don't know if my ice cubes are too cold, but it's not melting them. I took it out of the ice bowl because I'm thinking the ice cubes are too frozen. It needs a little bit of liquid to start reacting, I guess. So we'll let them melt a little bit. And we'll stick it back over there if it starts to melt it too fast. It's starting to get a little soupy.
Do you feel like a mad scientist yet?
I do. This is really chemistry. Scientific. This is why I've been so scared of this. It's not so bad so far. I think we're doing a pretty good job at keeping the temp cool because it has not melted all the ice inside the bowl yet, and so far it hasn't done any browning or scorching or anything like that. So just getting it mixed in where I can't feel any granules on the bottom. And then I would say that this is ready for the oils, I guess. never made soap before, this is where it gets quite thick, much like pudding. When it comes to a trace, you add essential oils. We're not doing that. So the oils are still warm. Does that say 100? It's still at 100? This is way colder. That's, I think, is room temperature. Okay, our oil has come to room temperature. So we're going to slowly start incorporating the milk and lye mixture into our oil. And it says to mix by hand for a few minutes and then use the immersion blender. So we're going to give that a shot. At this point, when the lye and the milk is mixing together with the oils, the lye is actually churning the oils into soap, and there should be no lye in the soap once the chemical reaction has happened. I do not know the scientific words for that one, but that's my understanding of what happens with lye soap. Okay. And with that, I think we've hit trace. Just to get it to trace, which is where you lift it up and it kind of leaves a trace behind. I'm not quite 100% what that exactly looks like. I think that's where we are at. I think that's trace. So I might do it for a couple more seconds just to make sure. And then at that point we can pour it in the molds. Leftover, just a little bit left over in here. I'm just gonna pour it in the bottom of this. And I just missed it. Okay, that's not good. Get the last bit out of the pot, and then the goal is to let it sit for a few minutes, and then I can come back and add like a detail on the top if you wanted to make it pretty on the top, or you can just leave it like this. So I think I'll add a little something decorative to the top since I have nothing else special about this basic soap, but that's it. So I'll see you back here when this is ready for that. All right, I've let it sit for a few minutes here, and I think it might be ready for me to add the little decorative part to it. So we will check on that now. Oh yes, it's definitely ready. Okay. Now this is like a technique. I've seen so many people do it, different things, but I think it's one of those things that you just kind of learn what is good as you go. Just to add some depth and character to your soap. I'm not sure if that looks good, but we are just gonna go with that. Now it goes in the refrigerator for 24 to 48 hours, and we'll pull it out at that point and see if it's ready to cut. And I'll meet you back here when we're at that point. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. So, we put it in the refrigerator and don't touch it. I'm gonna cover it with saran wrap. Days. I went ahead and let it do the 48 hours just because I didn't want to chance it since this is our first time. So we've let it sit in the fridge for a couple days. I brought it out. It seems hard, so we're gonna see how this comes out. I have gloves on because you still can have that lye interacting with your skin at this point. You put it inside your cutting situation, and I have set it up with what I think the measurement I want. Oh, that's a little harder than I thought it was gonna be. All right, let's see how this goes. Wow. Our first bar of soup. Pretty cool. Thanks so much for watching as we tried making goat milk soap for the very first time. We hope that you will follow us and subscribe as we learn more about goat milk and goat milk soap and discover more ways to use it. We'll see you on the next video.